So, Cats. I really like this movie actually. Don't know if there's any other people that are on the side of the fence that actually like this movie on Santa, but so still, as far as I know, I'm the only one. Everyone's on the internet's kind of hate on for some reason. I don't know. I think I had a good time with this movie. Yes. Uh, I think it's better than the play. Uh, um, a lot better than the play. It tells a more coherent story, and the characters get more fleshed out, and the songs all have a bit more of the songs are um. Well, I'm comparing to the 1998 play that I watch all the time on physical format and watch it a few times on digital on Amazon Prime. So I've reviewed the play before. That play is the 1998 play. I think that's the year it came out. The play that I guess is the only, as far as I know, is the only one available on physical format that you can watch. So yeah. Um. So. Um. Going to talk about the plot of the film. So the plot of the film is that this girl Victoria, that's a white cat. I think it's called her. Sir, I checked out what her full name is called Victoria the White Cat, or I just know her first name Victoria. That's what I can remember. So Victoria's a orphan cat that gets welcomed by this cult called the Jello Cats, and I know it's a cult because if you leave the cult, you get I know it's a cult because it has symptoms of cult rules. The Jello Cat Club. And they basically explain exactly what Jellicle Cat is and musical numbers, which is basically someone that's part of a cult. And then McCavity, who's the villain of the film, knows the new cat on the block has never been part of any of the clubs before. Not even the Joker cat, so she just knows. He knows that she's an unknown. She's an unknown cat that's new in town, and he talks about the Joker performance. That each Joker guy gets to perform a song, and he's granted another life after this life. So if they win fairly. And the judge is Old Deuteronomy. So dangerous Mr. Mistopheles says is destined to win. He says that his rumor has it that Mr. Mistopheles is destined to win, and it was saying that the whole thing's rigged probably by Mistopheles or Ian Deuteronomy or just Deuteronomy. So, yeah, Uh, mm, she meets the rest of the cast in town who are up for, who are going to perform in the Jellicoe tournament of getting another life. That's better than the life they have now. Supposed to be guaranteed. And I was really going to question my grips on reality because I'm defending this film, and people say this film is absolutely bonkers. Like, irrational plot is, but I don't know, it's, bonkers, I guess. In movies, more bonkers shits for plots in movies of ones I hate and liked. So, yeah, that's my defense. So, the Victoria keeps on running to this hobo cat that has a beautiful voice, who I believe, if I remember correctly, the performer who's behind that voice, Jennifer Huston or Jennifer Hewitt. It's one of those ones, okay? Celebrity names, and she does a really good job singing and performing, and everyone does a good job singing and performing their roles. And after the Gumby old Gumby cat is gets an introduction musical number, and Victoria asks why does she want another Jellicoe life, and she just doesn't want to be cooped up in the kitchen forever, I guess. Okay. So the Gumby cat is singing with the orchestra of mice. Surprising, she doesn't eat them. They Tugger makes his introduction, and Christ Defying breaks into his musical number, performed by and song and played by Jason Derulo. And when I say play, I mean the literally were on set and motion captures this, and the recorded these people well dressed in motion capture costumes when he was acting or singing. and again, he plays the role. Jason Derulo plays the role he's born to play in Cats. I don't know why I'm laughing. And he sings his soul out of this role when he sings the song Raw Tongue Tugger. That's his name. And he just kills in this role. And his performance as in the song kicks ass. This version of the song is absolutely kicks ass. So, and So there was another cat who is played by an actress who tops Jason Derulo's performance. Acting wise and mostly singing, and especially singing vocal wise and stuff. But I'll get to her later on in the film and when it gets more close to the third act. So Jason Derulo, after he finishes his musical number, introduced to the Hobo Cat. I call her the Hobo Cat because she is not named unless you look up the names on the credits are for the movie of who plays who, and they look up. That's the best way to look up these people's names, actually. Except unless you're Rara Tongue Tugger. Unless you're Rum Tugger. That's his name, Bob. That's a fucking weird name. I think my problem is the reason why I don't remember all the other names as well, because they sound too normal. And it doesn't sound like they were made up by the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland if he was on crack. Seriously, Harold Tripping on crack. And Kitten was a bunch of names for kittens. So, yeah, that's my problem. I think I don't remember most of these people's names, unless I look it up. There are exceptions like there were sort of exceptions here and there, but even when they stick out, they don't stick out nearly as cool and as silly and as psychotic as a name as Rum Tugger. Played by none other than Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo. I'm having problems saying his name now for some reason. I'm just mumbling off my tongue. It is his name. The other cats make there's a railroad cat, fat cat that just wants to another life to get fat in the next life all over again after he's gained so much weight in this life, so he wants to do the same thing again. And there's a railroad cat who wants to do the same thing again and be a railroad cat again. And there's a cat that's past his prime who wants to be in his prime again and perform like he could back in his day. Victoria, our main protagonist, is going to perform. Is eligible to perform, even though she's not technically a Jellicle cat. She will, promised by Miss Old Dramedy, after she gets her intro by the cult singing and praising Old Dramedy, and she says she's not really actually a Jellicle cat. She's a new kid on the block. She says to Dramedy, and she promises Victoria by the end of the night she will be a Jellicle cat. By the end of the night, huh? By tonight, she says she'll be an ordinary Jellicle cat. So, and then this was kind of fucking hilarious. Mm. Old Duran gets pulled away from the crowd and gets escorted away from the other cats. And then this is the cat that I told you to top chasing the rules, promise. Nobody than Taylor Swift sings the song. She sings the song McCavity, the evil villain song, and well, I hope I can say she was born to play a cat in the movie Cats. Because she sings it like her heart depends on it. I mean, her life depends on it. It's pretty good. And I'm not being sarcastic at all. I'm just being straight up serious for all the superheroes. So, if I sound nuts to some people, that's probably because probably have gone nuts by this point. Or made the plot nuts, or both nuts, or I'm nuts and the plot's nuts, and we're Shannon's couldn't lying, you know. Where am I going with this? Fuck it, I'm getting sidetracked. Well, she's singing the song with Cappy while she's on the moon, and I'm not. It was just maybe it's me, but I think she looks. I mean, I just gotta get this. Taylor Swift was very sexy as a cat in this. I mean, she's doing a sexy dance while singing with her sexy voice and her sexy body, and acting pretty well in this role while singing her, or giving her usual traditional, standard awesome vocal performance from Taylor that you expect from Taylor Swift. So, yeah. And I'm not someone who has a. What was I gonna say? Anyway, back to the review. I can't remember. I think I lost train of thought. Anyway, so fuck. Where was I going to go with this? Well, I was going to say think, Jake, think. What was you going to say? You're saying something about Taylor Swift, right? Oh, yeah, right. So Taylor Swift, while she was performing the McCavity theme song, she sprinkles some sort of powder onto the crowd, and then Victoria's is like getting escorted away from the crowd as trying to get these female cats trying to help Victoria get out of the crowd and get out. While she comes down to the symptoms of the other cats because they all look like they're starting to come sexually aroused, I guess. Yes, I honestly think that's what's going on. It looks like they're all coming, and then the one that helps Victoria gets dragged in the crowd, gets pushed in the crowd, and also the one that was trying to help her escape gets pushed in the crowd. Well, then they both start coming. Well, Taylor Swift is singing McCavity, and it's this is when Durami is the only one. The reason why she's not coming because the want her opinion on on the song, so that he can McCavity can win, and even though Taylor Swift is doing most of the singing, doing most of the lifting, then McCavity breaks into musical numbers and delivers his line, "The Apollyon of Crime," and then he starts singing with Taylor Swift, and then the song ends, and he asks us, Duran, what she thinks, and do I win? Well, I'm obviously the best, but obviously because they're all coming, I guess, because the crowds of cats are literally look like they're sexually aroused and coming. I think that's what's going on with them, and then Giovanni doesn't like let him win because he's a cheat. And he's got no soul, blah blah blah, that bullshit. And he's just pretty good. He's got pretty good vocals. I don't think he's not this soulless. That's a little harsh. I mean, cheat, yeah, so he's a cheat, definitely. So Carrie and his crew is insulted by that comment, and they just kidnapped Durami and about to kill her. Durami is the life life and the second life is not granted to Cavity. After the show, that the rest of performers, not performers, the competitors that was going to compete, and some of them have competed. Most of them compete, most of them haven't competed yet, but one did, or two did. So, like one or two did. So, actually, trying to think of, yeah, one or two did. Two definitely did. I'm not sure how many else didn't compete that he kidnapped. He didn't have the other competitors for the contest to. So yeah, that's kind of cheating. Anyway, after the cats at the bar finished coming sexually aroused, the ladies and gentlemen cats of the crowd that were left behind while McCavity kidnapped Durami. When they finally snap out of the sexual experience, oh god. I'm not open my case. And you gotta keep in mind this is well, you thought that was funny. This is when this is kind of a weird plan of what it does. This is the weird MacGuffin that they used to bring Durami back. Remember how I said Mr. Mistopheles? Yeah, well, he's a magic cat, and Victoria and everyone else is actually convinced that magic is real. So they pure pressured the poor soul into bringing Durami back with his magic cat. His magic cat. And to encourage him, they start singing a song for Mr. Mistopheles, and then he eventually starts to believe the magic is real too. He's actually magical because he's a magician cat. In song number, it kind of fails. Surprisingly, so they all slow gradually and start singing Hami, encouraging him, saying, "Oh, there was never ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles," they say, and somehow it actually worked the second time. Because Durami shows up behind Mr. Durami showed up in the perfect time when she tried to give it a second time to bring her back was Magic, Mistopheles Magic, the magician cat of and somehow they're all convinced that was, but not like she, no one ever started to think that she just like, walked in and escaped herself, was a perfect and impeccable amount of time when he was about to try it a second time, and, so, so, everyone, cat reunites with each other, blah blah blah, and the rest of the cats that got captured by McCavity reunite with the cult led by Drummery, the cult leader of the Jellicle cat, who is the old Jellicle cat that ever lived, and has lived several a thousand lifetimes. So, this is, okay, so,